Hey all. So events of the past few days have been very surprising. So Bibi Netanyahu, as our appointed prime minister, has been trying to form a government. He needs to get 61 votes. Now, I expected that he would go to work on Avigdor Lieberman, trying to get him to rejoin a government coalition like he was in before we were plunged into this election chaos. But instead, Bibi and Likud have been working on the unity government idea, trying to form a coalition with Kahol Lavan, which surprised me. I'm not surprised that those talks failed. I'm not surprised why they failed. I talked before about Yair Lapid and that he would block any actual negotiation between Benny Gantz and Netanyahu to form a coalition government. So Kahol Lavan refused to negotiate because otherwise they would have broken apart. Like I said, I am very surprised that Bibi Netanyahu has announced that he will return the mandate after just 1 week. He has 4 weeks, possibly 6, legally. This is a very surprising turn, and it's not just surprising because of politicians giving up a chance at forming the government, but it is very contrary to the pattern of political strongmen that is unfortunately very common in this part of the world. Like Hosni Mubarak or what's his name in Syria? I forget anyway. Bibi Netanyahu has been the political strongman in Israel for a while now, and this is very uncharacteristic of a political strongman. Did I say strongman? I meant strongman. This could be an action taken on principle. He said that he will return the mandate on Wednesday if no settlement is made. Wednesday is the day that Bibi is scheduled to show up to the first hearing of his first corruption charge. How do I say that in English? I don't remember. My parents are American. I'm just anyway. English and I are sometimes not very don't meet very well. Anyway, so I think that at least in part this is motivated by principle. Bibi Netanyahu, for all his politicking and being a strong man, he is a very good politician, and so you should not trust him outside of your sight. But he has stood very strongly on the same principles for his entire political life. So it is entirely not out of character for him to do something based on principle. At the same time, this could be a very clever political ploy. It could be. I don't know. It might not turn out that way. There are things I don't know. But if he returns the mandate, which seems pretty certain at this point, it's only a couple days away, and at least part of that time is still Israel's New Year, then Benny Gantz will almost certainly receive the mandate, and Benny Gantz, I don't see how it's possible for him to form a government. He needs 61 votes in the Knesset out of 120. He has 44. He was nominated by the Arab Joint List, just because he was not Bibi Netanyahu, but they've also said that they will not join a Gantz government. So he has 44. Even if Avigdor Lieberman and Ysrael Beiteinu join him, he doesn't have enough. The only way that Benny Gantz can form a government is with some major defection from the right. I said that perhaps this is a principled action on Bibi's part. It's possible that he's still refusing to step down, but this may be him kind of stepping aside out of the arena. Perhaps he will be letting Likud, the party, enter into negotiations with Benny Gantz free from the onus of Bibi Netanyahu being a part of those negotiations. Perhaps he feels that without his personal involvement, then people will feel more free to compromise. That's a possibility. But short of that happening, short of Bibi giving permission for people to negotiate without him, without actually breaking up the right-wing bloc, I think it is impossible for Benny Gantz to actually form a government. So what possibilities does that leave? Well, it's possible that if Benny Gantz fails to form a government, that then President Rivlin will return the mandate to Bibi, or to whoever will be in charge of Likud if Bibi steps aside. Or we'll go to a third election. But President Rivlin has said that he is very clear he wants there to not be a third election, which I heartily approve of. If we do go to a third election, and if Bibi Netanyahu remains in charge of Likud, then all of this these rounds of elections could serve very well in his favor, because he was the first to call for a unity government, and he rather than holding on to the last second, as is common for political strongmen, he will have returned the mandate. It will be very good PR for him. What do I think will happen? I think that come Wednesday, Bibi will return the mandate to President Rivlin. It's possible there's some behind-the-scenes negotiations that will suddenly appear in the next 2 days. It's possible in the next 2 days Avigdor Lieberman will defect to back to the government coalition that he used to be a part of, or something else. I think that after the mandate is returned, President Rivlin will appoint Benny Gantz to be the new interim prime minister. I think Benny Gantz will fail to form a government, and at that point, I think it is likely. I hope not, but I think it is very likely that we will go to a third election, and that will be bad. It has hobbled our government and our economy to a great deal, not having a proper government. We've had a caretaker government for most of a year now. So the outlook is a little grim, but there is hope. We do have these people are smart people. They're not perfect. They're all politicians, but they are smart people, and I do believe that that they do have the best interests of the country at heart. They just don't all agree on what those best interests are. So there is definitely hope. There is hope for a good outcome of all this, and we'll see. So thanks for watching, and please comment below anything you have to say. I'd like to know what you think. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Please like, share, subscribe, and have a good night.